I know what I need to do. Tell my wife's boyfriend. I failed him.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going over the best way to farm super credits, samples, medals, and experience on the new Terminated Cave Diving update. The cost of everything in the game is ridiculously high and just keeps going up, and with the more insane gear they keep adding to the superstore in every warbond, you need more super credits than ever. But by the end of this, you'll learn the skills to become the super loot goblin you were meant to be while having the fundamentals and efficiency to get everything you'll ever need on demand. Every text guide you see is also linked down in the description and always updated in my Discord first, so make sure you join and subscribe to keep up to date with the best and most up-to-date Helldivers 2 guys. For now, though, we're lighting this off with the best way to farm super credits, and unfortunately, after retesting everything, Tier 1 is still the most efficient because of how all the POIs spawn and are allocated around these small maps. There's also almost no enemies to fight, and it's always just going to be an in-and-out easy mode run. But since the last time we updated this guide, there has been pretty drastic changes, and now we're looking for higher priority POIs on planets that are more likely to spawn buddy bunkers and destroyable doors. On average, we were getting about 8 to 10 POIs per mission on Tier 1, and when we tried testing on Tier 2 to 5, the maps just started getting too big and the travel time just wasn't worth it. In some cases, we also had less than 8 POIs because enemy bases were eating up their spawns, making things take longer than they needed to, and we don't want to be doing this mindless farm any longer than we need to. So we're looking for maps that look like this. We want as much open space as possible, and we want to make sure that we avoid anything that has too many mountains, water, or dead zones because they can eat POIs and make them not spawn at all. And because of how the Galactic War works, sometimes these small town maps are going to be your best option, but you just want to stay on the outskirts and never go inside of them to save time. Now, when we actually dive in, we want to drop in a 4-man to save the most time, and you just want to split 2 and 2 in either direction to just quickly loot everything you see. If you have a passenger, they can just quickly hop out and grab the loot and then use their mini-map to hover over the direction that you're going, and it will pick up on POIs that you can mark so your driver knows where to go, saving you even more time. As you're looting these POIs, the white diamond means that it has loot, and after you're done looting it, the icon turns to the gray ping thing, showing that it's empty. On average, we took about 2 minutes per run for an average of 40 super credits. I also highly recommend you do this in a group because it's exponentially faster and way more efficient, whether you have to random queue for it or join any creator's Discord to just make your own groups, because solo was abysmal at like 300 per hour. Duo was like 700-ish, and in a full squad we were getting like 1100, including load screens in between games, and that excludes all the 100 procs. This also seconds as a really solid farm for metals and early requisition, so keep that in mind as you're blasting this. Now, when it comes to the buddy bunkers, you can warp into them, but that costs 580 metals, so most people that need to farm aren't going to have access to the warp pack, and you could just hop inside them for free with either mech by just backing it up to the door. So I wouldn't start your farm until level 25, where you get both of these for free. It's also way more efficient to just abandon the mission and get back to your super destroyer faster, and I don't think it's ever worth taking the extra 2 minutes standing around to complete these tier 1 missions. There's also some maps that are just going to be way better to load into. For instance, Grand Air right now has this perfect wide open, super easy to drive map almost every single time that you load into it, and it makes it super easy to just slam grind missions. So when you hover over missions on your map, the best ones to look for are nice, wide open, without any hills or water for the perfect T1 farm. But when you see something like this, avoid it at all costs. That dead space will eat POIs and lowers the amount of loot you're going to get, making it a massive waste of time. I also updated the Mooden metric scale to help you avoid all the bad planets, and this is the most accurate degradation you'll ever see in your entire life. It's based cute by radiance by super credit squared, and you better remember all that because it's the 3rd time that I've said it now. Also, make sure you comment happy birthday to Mooden. She turned 1 July 10th. This patch, I loaded into every biome 100 times really quick just to retest all of them, and they seemed about the same, with the outlier of Grand Errant basically always providing the perfect layout to quickly farm. All of the 3 dang planets you see are the flat out best and can be easily cleared in under 2 minutes with a higher chance of buddy bunkers and are super easy to traverse. The lower dang a planet is, the worse it gets, and the Kek W face means the planet is essentially a waste of your time that will regularly generate terrain that's bad for farming. This chart is also set up this way because the planets we can dive on are constantly changing, which means they won't always have the same names. You can check the biome of a planet by hovering over it in-game, and its little card will pop up like this. Then you can just match it to the Mooden metric scale and be locked in. Now, our best super credit farming build is going to be the FRV with the mech, so we can quickly get around the map and just really jump into every buddy bunker even by ourselves. I also like taking the Gatling Sensor to clear any random enemy spawns without thinking, and then I usually take the anti-material rifle to break doors because the little fire barrels can be annoying if you break them with a crossbow or something. You should also wear light armor for the move speed when you're not hell driving, and for newer players, you're also going to need a ton of samples because ship modules are super important. You'll need 3,830 green, 2,920 orange, and only 305 pink, so you don't really have to worry about farming those because they're really easy to get. All you need to do is look for the peen rock and you're all set. As for the best mission to farm green samples, it's going to be the Cleanse Infected District Mega City mission that looks like a broccoli, not to be confused with the Clean Air Destroy Spore Towers mission because that one sucks. As you blow these Shrieker Towers up, they have about 10 green common samples under each one on the hardest difficulty. You just run around them in a circle and quickly snap them all up, and it was an average of like 5 minutes of work for about 50 greens and 10 oranges, with almost zero effort. But as a new player, T10 might be kind of hard, and honestly, on tier 5 and 7, we were getting close to the same amount of green samples, so you can just do what's comfortable for you. The only thing you really need for this farm is the Emancipator autocannon mech. It blows the towers up super easily from across the map, and then you could just go loot them, and this mission is even more efficient right now for everyone because it's a double farm for the best samples and experience in the game. Double farms always get way more value, even if you take an extra minute or two in the mission, because they accomplish way more for your account long term. So just have one person head to the extract after the main objective is done and call in the Pelican. Then while that's happening, the other 3 people just loot everything and then they just hell drive out of there. This will get you a ton of green samples, and if you're looting well, a very solid amount of orange on the side. The build that you should use for farming is the E-Man, FRV, Supply Backpack, and then whatever 4th stratagem you want. I usually take Quasar 500 kg. Then for your primary weapon, you could just take whatever you need to level up and a grenade pistol to close bug holes, and you'll be all set. As a side note, you can also do this mission ridiculously fast if you are just farming EXP, but if you are random queuing, respect that other people need things, and just blast it out with them. The extra 2 minutes won't hurt you, and you can make some new friends to go blasting with in the future. As for the best rare sample farms, you want to do difficulty 7 to 9 missions. That way you don't have to deal with mega bases. The difference in total samples between 9 and 10 really just isn't worth the extra hassle for tiering up. And in about 10 minutes, full looting a blitz is a super easy way to get a ton of samples. But when you're farming these, make sure you look for maps with a lot of dead space like this. It's the opposite of the super credit farm because enemy POIs are forced to spawn, and this just clumps them all together so you can loot them way faster. But sometimes blitz can be a little intense for new players, so if you want a way easier time, you can just use my spawn seed guide to target missions with nurse spewers. These are super weak to explosives and insanely easy to kill, so if the guide says very high, you're very likely to see that enemy, and if you don't, you can always just reset the mission and go into the next one. You can easily finish these missions as fast as a blitz because the enemies are super easy to fight, and some small tips for sample farming are to not go for every single one of them on the map. Just get most of them and dive into the next mission so you don't waste an extra 5 to 10 minutes for a handful of them because you could have already been half done another mission at that stage. Also, for everything that you pick up, every single person in the party gets credit for them. Any super credits, samples, medals, requisition are all just instantly applied to all 4 players' accounts as soon as you pick them up, but samples are not. You need to extract with samples to get them. But it's also shared, so if I extract with 30 samples, you also get the same amount. That's why it's super important to protect the president and make sure the sample guy gets on the ship over anything else. To trivialize this, just make sure that you drop the sample bag at the extract, so just in case things spiral out of control, you can just snap it up and hop in the ship, because it doesn't matter who leaves with it. The sample grind for all the ship modules is a long one, and I think you should just learn good fundamentals to full clear and loot every mission that you're in. Taking your time with good habits makes the game way more fun, and if you're enjoying yourself, the sample grind will be over before you know it. And make sure you're doing this in a 4-man. It saves you so much more time, and more importantly, it makes you new friends, and Helldivers is all about the community. So if you do want a full progression guide, that's the first link in the description. It'll take you from start to finish for every single thing that you need. That's going to be all for now, and I wish you the best of blasting out there.
Oh, it shows up as used.
Oh
Man, what a nice buddy bunker we found.
These are our super credits!
Man, we
There's
got
not
him.
even any super credits!
I got him. It was 10. It was 10.